Welcome back, fellow YouTubers. We're gonna get ready here to do another kit review. This time it will be of the Revell Jeep Wrangler Rubicon. I believe it's a 2003, judging by the description of the box. Front cover art, of course, is of the actual model. Side panel gives us a description of what paints will be used. There are callouts for aluminum, dark gray, gloss green, gloss yellow, gunmetal, semi-gloss black, and steel. It does say it has a rollover bar with details of light package, working spring suspension, large off-road tires, molded in white and clear with chrome plated parts and soft black tires. In this model kit we do have 91 pieces. Overall length is 6 3/4 inches. So let's have a look at the other side of the box. Shows us another picture of the model itself. On the back side shows us more pictures of the model itself. On this picture we see it actually done up in gray and not green as stated on the front side. As we see here, we do know it's an official product of Jeep. On the back side gives us our skill levels 1, 2, and 3. 1 being the easiest, pretty much snap tight kits. 2, we start to use glues, and 3 is more challenging. Let's pop the lid and get into what's inside. So we'll put the box aside up front here, and we'll go through it piece by piece. First bag, we have the body itself. Another little bag inside. Get that out of the road. Looking at the body, it does have riddled with holes. I'm assuming they're to attach the fender flares and such. Seems like such a small kit, but we'll have to see when we go ahead and build it. Has a hood that does not open. The hood is sealed into the body. Little bit of cleanup here and there. Does have tabs on the back that we will probably have to cut off. Tab here and here. Looking at the body itself, on the back side it has a checker plate molded into the body. Hinges are detailed on the side. Everything should be easily painted up. Sand the body down lightly with a green Scotch-Brite, and we'll be ready for paint. And that bag, with that we have the interior of the Jeep. Will be here and here. We do have a center console, and the center console comes complete with cup holders, armrest, and the likes. Got an ejector pin mark right here. These two will be hidden, so no worries, but we have one here and here. A little bit of light sanding and a cutoff with the knife will make this all nice. On the bottom side we can see we do have some detail. I believe this kit does come with a frame, so I think we'll do the bottom of this all in semi-gloss black and bring out some details. We also have in this bag some screws, some springs, and I'm assuming there says it has a working suspension, so I'm assuming that those will be the coils for the front and the back. And to attach the wheels, we do have axles. I'm not going to open this bag until I'm ready to build this kit. This way the chances of parts getting lost will be very slim. Moving on to the next bag, we have the clear parts. Always a good idea to save the bag for the clear parts until you're ready to build the kit. This way when you're shoving everything back in the box itself, all the clear parts won't get all scratched up. On the sprue we have the front windshield, the headlights, which are molded into a section to fit into the front bumper. Sorry, we'll get that in frame there. We've also got lights for the light bar, front fog lights, turn signal lenses, and I'm assuming other lights for fog lights in the front. Windshield is pretty good, not a whole lot of wrinkling in it. And I'm assuming this should glue in fairly well. It's actually kind of built up so far almost like a snap tight kit. But like I was saying, save the bag until you're ready to build the model and get all the parts out. This will save them from getting scratched and saving you from having to buff them out later. Okay, let's get this fight over and done with. There we go. Next parts bag. Cut that open. And here's the frame that I was talking about previously. Good bit of detail. Actually quite weird to see a model with the transmission already affixed to the frame, and I'd assume this would be the oil pan and such, and it is. I'm looking at some frame detail. We do have the skid plate built in, rear fuel tank, which would be nicely easy to detail. The frame itself does have quite a bit of flash on it, so we'll take some time to detail that up. Top side you won't see because it will get glued to the underside of the previous part shown for the interior. All in all, good bit of detail. Moving on to the next sprue. Next sprue has the front radiator built in, the side view mirrors, the windshield wipers, fuel tank cap, one of the, I believe, is a fog light, door handles, and a snorkel kit on this. Give you a quick view of that. Next sprue I'm pulling over. Has the interior dash pieces, the custom front bumper, and the side rock guards / steps to get into the truck. Going to take some time once again to clean pieces up, as they do have bits and bobs attached that need to come off, and because they're round bars, it will take a little while to, like I say, detail them up. Next couple of screws here have lots of flash, but I would assume this is going to be the rear axle. Once again, you're going to have to cut it off that sprue. Just break the sprue off and then clean everything up. Now, I was saying it does have a working suspension, so I'm assuming those springs we saw are going to mount over top of these shafts. So keep that in mind when going to detail this kit. Once again, lots of molding, pins and such attached. Just break them off and clean them up nicely. Good bit of detail on that. The sprue here won't be easily broken off. This is the front and does have some lines and such molded into it, so around the differential and the axle, carrier arms, and the drive shaft. Good bit of detail. Actually fairly impressed with the amount of detail on these parts so far. Should be, if you want to get a little OTT on it, I think you can. The checker plate pieces here will be part of the side near the rocker panel, and I believe this is the rear bumper. You can see that's checker plate. Moving on to the next bag. We have the front dashboard, and I'm not sure what this piece is. We'll have to look that up. But as you can see on the dashboard, everything is nicely molded. Should be painted up with a little bit of detail there. Should look good. A little bit of sanding and away we go. Next sprue. We'll have the front and rear seat and the backs of the seats. So those can be put together, cut off the sprue, put together, and be ready for paint. The seats themselves can be painted up two-tone very easily. Good bit of detail on those seats. Should be make it easy to tape up if you wish to do so to make the two-tone paint job. And on the next sprue, more interior parts. We have the steering wheel and the interior side panels, along with, looks to me, part of the steering column. A little bit of detail on the steering wheel. It does have Jeep on it. Very hard to see whether or not we'll be able to detail that up. I don't believe so. On to the next sprue. Looks like we have differential halves, the gear shift, the exhaust system, and what I believe may be a part of the rear bumper. Once again, a little bit of sanding. Everything should go fine. Nice bit of detail on the sprue as well. On the last sprue that's in the box, we have the fender flares, part of the, I believe, light bar, and here we have the roll cage. Next bag we have here does have the tires in it, as you can see as I'm trying to monkey the bag open just to pop one tire out by itself. Looks very much like Goodyear Wrangler tires. Very nicely detailed. Nice deep tread lug. Give them a little bit of sand, or you can detail them up, whichever way you choose to do so. But very nicely molded tires. Very realistic. Last part bag has all the chrome in it. Getting a little carried away here, my apologies. Let's get things back in frame here. This bag, or sorry, the sprue, the chrome sprue, has the rims and the light bar, and I'm not sure what this piece is. Good bit of detail in those rims. Can either give them the blue bath and strip the chrome and repaint them, and they should come up quite nicely. As you can tell on these rims, they also have bead locks on the outside, so nice touch on that. And the final chrome sprue has the rear view mirror, the side view mirror inserts, and the front headlight bezels and rears. And lastly but not leastly, we have the decals. Nice bit of fun there. Has the Rubicon decals, some license plates, the Jeep symbols, and what looks to be a decal for the side of the Jeep with tire tracks. Decals themselves aren't overly thick, so should lay down very nicely. Those off to the side. Here we have the instructions telling you a little bit of what the Jeep itself was about. Originally designed for the military in World War II. A little bit of trivia for you guys, and then telling you read this before you begin. Pretty much tells you to check the fitment of all the bits and bobs before you carry on. And then for those of you who don't know their card parts, it has a call out for all the parts and their names on each part number. Over here we have the lettering for the paints. Over here we have the callouts. Another page telling you the parts, and then we get into assembly. Very easily followed instructions. I'm not going to do all the callouts for you guys. You can pretty much have a look for yourself and see what's going on. Pause the screen if you wish to do so before I flip to the following page. And then the last couple pages is attaching all the bits and bobs to the outside, the fender flares, the snorkel kit, front bumper, skid plate, fog lights, mirrors, so on and so forth. Last page gives you a couple different livery options where you can put the Park Ranger decals on it, or you can do 4x4 off-road, like I was saying, with the tire track down the side. Kind of a neat livery. I'm not sure when I build this what I will pick. It's all going to come down to, I guess, what color I'm going to choose. Like you guys know already, if you've been following any of my videos, I have not posted any builds yet, but I plan on doing so. And I'm not sure what model I'm going to start with first, but this one might be a good one to exercise some beginner to intermediate modeling. I'm myself not a professional builder by any means. As you will see when I start building the models, I will do my best to help explain what I'm doing, so on and so forth. So thank you for joining me. If you liked, please give a like and follow, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.